You know the saying, out of sight, out of mind? Well, deep beneath the ground in South Africa, there's a whole world that we don't see. A world of danger, desperation, and survival. In 2025, rescuers found 78 bodies inside an abandoned mine shaft near Stilfontein in the Northwest Province. 78. Not from a war, not from a natural disaster, but from the quiet, deadly business of illegal mining. This wasn't the first tragedy, but it forced South Africans to confront an uncomfortable truth, that the fight for gold, coal, and survival is still claiming lives long after the mines were meant to close. So here's what we know. In February of 2025, authorities discovered 78 decomposed bodies from a disused gold shaft near Stilfontein. The miners, which are locally known as zamas, were believed to have died months earlier, trapped deep underground after a suspected gas explosion. Most of them were migrant workers from neighboring countries like Lesotho, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. They were drawn by the hope of earning something, anything, from these abandoned shafts that were left behind by the big mining corporations. But down there, there's no safety gear, there's no ventilation, no rescue teams, and no laws that protect you. Illegal mining in South Africa is massive and deadly. It's estimated that over 30,000 zamas are operating across the country, pulling out gold, coal, chrome, and diamonds from forgotten mines. They sell to criminal syndicates who smuggle minerals through illicit supply chains worth billions. And the profits? They go straight into networks linked to corruption, human trafficking, and organized crime. But at the heart of it, this isn't just a crime story. It's a poverty story. Because when formal mines close, communities begin to collapse. People start to lose jobs, food security goes, and so does hope. So they go underground, literally. When the rescuers went down that Stilfontein shaft, they didn't find machinery or treasure. They found human beings, sons, fathers, brothers, decomposed and forgotten. There were no emergency systems, there were no safety reports, no companies to take responsibility. Just families left behind in other countries waiting for bodies that might never be identified. Now, we know that this isn't an isolated tragedy. In 2023, 31 miners were killed in a similar incident near Welkom. 2022, a gas explosion at the abandoned shaft in Orkney claimed over 20 lives, and each time the story fades after a few headlines. The Stilfontein disaster and others matters because it shows the cracks in our system and how those cracks swallow the poor first. Illegal mining isn't just about crime. It's about failed regulation, about neglect and economic desperation. It's about what happens when people are left with no option but to risk their lives for gold dust. And for South Africans above ground, it's a reminder for us that inequality doesn't just live in statistics. It's also in the air that those miners breathe, in the shafts that they die in, and the silence that follows after. Until we fix the systems that drive people underground, I think those stories will keep repeating, just buried beneath the noise of the next scandal. Because when 78 people die mining in the dark and we move on like nothing happened, we really have to stop and ask ourselves, wait, what happened?